All right, everybody. It's Saturday afternoon. I have some updates and things going on in Austin. It's going to be pretty brief, if I'm honest, though. There wasn't a ton. I think everyone's shooketh, obviously, because of what's happened this past week and is still happening. So Austin seemed kind of quiet this week, but I still have a few things. Getting right to it, House Park Barbecue. If you're watching it from in town, it's like at 12th and Lamar. Need no teeth to eat my beef. Kind of a legendary sign there. It caught fire and got significantly damaged. They're trying to raise like $100K to help rebuild it. They've got $28K so far. But apparently they were stoking the pits and it got out of control and got quite a significant smoke and fire damage. That's terrible. I personally didn't go there very often, but you know, it's kind of an Austin institution. I remember driving by it since I was a little kid. You know, so it's cool, and that's a funky little shopping area over there, so it's nice. It'd be nice to support it. So check that out. It must be hard to insure a barbecue place, just as I think about it. It's like, what do you do here? Light meat on fire in a closed space in a wooden building. They're like, all right, sounds good. So I hope they get some relief from insurance. On the restaurant front, Punchbowl Social files for bankruptcy. You may know about Punchbowl Social if you've ever like had a gap of time to kill at the domain and needed somewhere to go. It's terrible COVID business, so I feel for them. It's like, I don't think anything could be more, a restaurant couldn't be more contact oriented than that place. Like, you literally, the whole place is about touching everything. It's like, we have skee ball and basketball and touch the tables and whack-a-mole. I don't even know whatever's going on there. They just opened downtown. That appears to be straight up closed. They got a big investment earlier on from Cracker Barrel, which somehow I missed. I didn't know Cracker Barrel had that kind of change. They invested like $100+ million. Must have sold a lot of train whistles and playing cards, but they filed for bankruptcy protection. A restaurant is opening up, just kind of staying on food before I digress. An Austin chef that's kind of behind Hillside Pharmacy and was behind Eden East, and now Eden West is opening in Bastrop. This is interesting, not so much because I'm going to go to Bastrop and eat there, personally, but if you live out there, it's great. But it's also kind of a sign of growth happening yonder way. This is like, you know, half an hour or so away from Austin, and you know, we're talking a lot about like Buda and Kyle and then like North Austin. Bastrop needs to start getting some strong attention because we see shifts like this. Some more interesting things start to happen in places. You should keep your eye on the real estate because you can still get good bang for your buck in Bastrop. I don't know if this is going to go anywhere, but the Texas legislature may study the disclosure of real estate prices. So let me, before you tune out or stop listening to this video, why the hell this even matters. Texas is a non-disclosure state. There's only 12 states in the U.S. that are non-disclosure, and it's Alaska, Idaho, Kansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Missouri, only some counties in Missouri, Montana, New Mexico, North Dakota, Texas, Utah, and Wyoming. Every other state has to disclose the sales price of a piece of property, right? So here, if you sold a piece of property for $10 million, and maybe it wasn't worth that much, like the improvement or the land, but it wouldn't be disclosed to the appraisal districts, or it wouldn't have to be disclosed really anywhere, how much that property was sold for, and that affects how much you're taxed on that property, right? For property taxes, which are a big thing in Texas, in Austin. I mean, Austin property taxes are high. So they're debating whether that happens. If that happens, that would be, you know, really a lot of tax liability for a lot of folks. For homeowners, property owners in general, and would affect everything because taxes would probably ratchet up. The reason they would want to do this, right, is so they can bring in more money for the state, because they could probably see like, we only have this property appraised at $300K, but we see you just paid $600,000 for it. Your new taxable value is $600K. So big shift. So we'll kind of follow that and see where it goes. Things have been proposed like this before in Texas and have gone nowhere. So we shall see. Last and probably least on the interesting scale, a massive industrial park is rising in North Austin, kind of off of Palmer and 290. Big old office building, 483,000 feet, 3 different buildings, cross-docked loading, tall clear heights, and large truck courts for large-scale logistics operations. So if that's your thing, this is a big deal. Otherwise, I will see you all for the market update in a few days, and until then, talk to you soon.